interview with George Garrett. George, you've let us know that you're going to be retiring from the game at the end of the season. Just talk us through that decision a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a knee-jerk decision. I think it was something that was been playing on my mind for a period of time. I think I've always been one to kind of, as much as professional cricket demands a lot from you, I never wanted to define me as such. I've got aspirations to kind of do other things. Yeah, I think I got to a stage where I looked at what success from me looked like in cricket, and with my skill set and as good as that is, I think it was a case of playing a lot of red ball cricket and bowling 500 overs a year and that kind of thing. And as much as that might have been appealing to my 21-year-old self, I think I got to a stage where I was actually, I've given it a good crack. I've had 6 years in the game, and it's time to do something else. Naturally, that was caveat against, sort of great lads in the changing room. And being a professional cricketer is an absolute privilege, and I'm under no illusion that stepping away from that will be hard. But I think selfishly I had to make the decision on my own terms, and yeah, that's what I've chosen.
From Harpenden,
Yeah.
but you came through the system at Warwickshire. Talk to us a little bit about how that worked.
Yeah, so I played for Hertfordshire minor counties till about 12, 13. And then I went to school in Shrewsbury, so that was a kind of a tenuous link. And Paul Greetham, who is still at Warwickshire, he was the academy director for a fair period of time. He was head of sport at Shrewsbury, so he kind of got me through and kind of sold the school, if you like. And then after a term, he said, "I'm leaving. I'm going to Warwickshire, but come and trial." And actually trial and didn't get in originally, and then ended up things working out, and I managed to kind of get in the system and went from there. So yeah, bit of a tenuous link, but I owe a lot to Paul Greetham at Warwickshire as a top man.
So you made your Warwickshire first class debut August 2019. Was that a nervous day or was it exciting?
It was a special day. I remember vividly taking the first wicket, and my dad and brother were there in the stands. And as a 19-year-old, I think you don't necessarily get that emotional, do you? But I remember getting quite emotional as in looking at them. That was a pretty special moment. I'll take that with me forever. And playing against Somerset, who at the time were competing for the championship, and Warwickshire could have got relegated that year as well. So there was nothing riding on the game. But I think when you're that age, you don't have any scars. You just go out and play. And as I've gotten older, you do carry your scars with you a bit more, and you think about it more than you might have done. But yeah, very fond memories.
So 5 years on from that debut, you then came down to Canterbury to join Kent.
Yeah.
Was that a good decision?
Yeah, definitely. I've loved my time here. Obviously, the club is going through a period of transition. You hear that a lot in sport, in transition, but I think that is certainly the case here. And I've had a great time. See, things haven't necessarily worked out on the pitch, but equally that is sport. And been played a lot more here. I've realised how bloody tough it is. First class cricket it's a pinnacle. Obviously, I haven't played much white ball cricket, but it's a pinnacle. But equally, it's grueling, and it's a challenge. And playing in Division 1 last year was incredible. Playing at these amazing grounds against England's best cricketers, and yeah, maybe too many Kookaburra games probably don't help as an English seamer. But no, it was a great decision, and I have a lot of very good people here. I think Mark Decker is one that I would like to mention now. I think when I was trialling at Warwickshire, I got released in June of that summer, and that was hard, having to go into different environments in the twos and trial and get to know different people and try and make an impression and bowl the house down to get a contract. And Dex was brilliant with me in terms of being transparent, but also guiding me. And yeah, he's an example of a top man in the building.
And you took 39 wickets in 23 Kent appearances. What would you say is your favourite Kent wicket?
Probably the first one. I think it's nerves. Somerset here. Day one was washed out in true kind of April cricket fashion, and yeah, it was nice to get Sean Dixon caught Jack leaning. Yeah, that was pretty nice moment for sure.
And then what would you say is the highlight of your career as a whole? You've been to 2 clubs now, so I'm sure there's things that might not have happened here, perhaps.
I mean, as much as I didn't play, I think being part of a team that won the championship was pretty cool, and the celebrations at Lords in the Bob Willis Trophy final that followed that was good fun. I think it's easy to sit here and list off achievements, but I think what I'll take most of me going forward is the friendships I've made, both at Warwickshire and at the Ken. And as a professional cricketer, you spend a lot of time with each other. And I immediately come to think of the 2 days we spent in Leicester in a hotel just recently, and I was thinking, what other professions do you really get paid to sit in a hotel and play cards? And but yeah, I think those friendships with guys I'll hold dearly, but equally I'll miss just as much.
So you mentioned what you'll be taking away with you. What do you think you'll miss the most about being a professional cricketer?
I mean, having 6 months off is quite good fun. No, I will miss that feeling of satisfaction you get after a hard day's playing. You've come through periods of adversity and you've bowled well, and as much as your body hurts and aches, only as a 24-year-old, so God knows what it would have been like if I was 34. But I think that's feeling of satisfaction, having a beer and feeling that you've earned something and you achieved something really, really cool with a set of guys. So I think I'll struggle to replicate that. Yeah, I think that would be the main thing. The dressing room is, yeah, that's the crux of the answer. I think the dressing room.
And you spoke to us earlier in the season about sort of mental health in cricket. Do you think leaving this environment now, is it a different kind of adversity you're going to go up against, or can you take things from your cricket career in a mental perspective that will put you in good stead in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I think cricket certainly makes you resilient. It's a word that gets thrown around a lot, but it's something I've had to learn to deal with. And I think just in the interview is on mental health, is how cricket, it's easy to your whole identity be bound up in a bad day, or drop catch or poor spell, and I had to work really hard at not kind of pinning all my self-worth within that performance. I am so much more than a professional cricketer, as is everyone in the building, and we're almost not taught to think like that. But I think it's important to have that perspective, and maybe that's the product of why I've decided to kind of step away, and I've got other interests and I want to go and do that. But yeah, I mean, cricket will give me a great grounding in a lot of ways. But yeah, I think professional cricketers, especially county cricketers, without kind of sounding like a moaning at all, but they're resilient. They're having to go and face fast bowling when you're tired is not fun, and equally having to go in and bowl 20 overs, having bowled 25 overs the day before, again, it's hard. It requires a lot of physical resilience, but also mental application as well. And yeah, I think as a fan going forward, whenever guys will have, everyone has their opinions on, but I will be reminding people of how hard this game is, but also how rewarding and how fulfilling it can be as well.
And because you've been a professional player, you're going to receive support from the PCA for life now. How good have they been to you in terms of supporting you through your playing career? Yeah,
I think you don't realise how much of an impact and support they can offer until you really need them and you lean on them. Yeah, the PCA have done so much for me already, and I'm not kind of banging the drum there. I genuinely mean that, and it kind of ties into what I was saying about how making that transition and softening it, because it's going to be hard, right? Like you go from a parallel, what this world is not norm, right? And I'm about to step into a more normality. And just having an organisation there that kind of act on your behalf and assist you ably will be, it goes a real long way. And I keep trying to remind the young guys in the dressing room that as much as a PCA meeting when you're 20-year-old doesn't really mean much. I think when when you've been told you're not going to get a contract at certain clubs, or it can feel like the world's full, like the trap doors opened up, and the PCA are normally there to catch you, which is special.
So as we've said, you're now stepping away from the game and you're doing a law degree.
Correct. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that then.
Yeah, well, it's kind of something that I've always kind of had in the back of my mind. That it's intrigued me. I didn't think if I was 19 I'd end up going to do a law conversion at 25, but I studied history at university, and I think it's quite a natural fit. Even whilst I've been playing, I've been a big reader, and the guys are probably sick to death of seeing me read books or newspapers in the change room. So I think it'll be good for myself, and I've got kind of aspirations of where I want to get to, and I feel like law can get me there. Who knows? Maybe I'll step into sports law and represent Kent one day. Who knows?
And you've mentioned previously all the staff at the Warwickshire Academy that helped you get through. You mentioned Mark Decker got you your chance here at Kent. Is there anyone else that you'd like to thank as George Garrett, the player, for what you've done so far?
I think any young player has to thank their parents. I think not driving me around the country when I was from a very young age and supported me and allowed me to pursue my dreams was, yeah, that's very, very special. I think Adam Shantry at Shrewsbury School is another one, mentor. Paul Greetham. To all the head coaches, I think county head coaches I've learned it's a hard job. You are doing so many different roles in one, and I've at Warwickshire, Jim Troughton, Mark Robinson. Here I've had Walks and Smokes, and they're all top men. And I can guarantee that if I had to ring any of them now, they'd pick up in a heartbeat and give me their time of day, and I think that says a lot about them. Yeah, so many people to thank, but yeah, I think the cricket fraternity is special. I think everyone appreciates how grueling it can be at times, how rewarding it can be, how amazing it is, and yeah, I'll miss having chats with people before play in the lunchroom over a coffee, moaning about how flat the wickets are now. But no, yeah, I'll miss that for sure.
So you mentioned the fraternity, George. Once a Spitfire, always a Spitfire. We're always going to be very happy to have you back here.
Thank you.
I think from all of us at the club, we'd like to wish you all the best for the
Thanks,
future.
Liam, I appreciate it. I'd like to say as well, I noticed it when I was fielding at Cardiff as the 12th man. Every away game you do see a lot of Kent fans. You've been to Blackpool all over, and Kent is it's a proud club with a lot of history, and I have no doubt that it will be back where it belongs in time. And with Smokes at the helm, I think the club are in safe hands. Good young players coming through, and yeah, I'll be following as a supporter for sure.
Go well, guys.
Thanks, mate. Cheers, guys.